See if I can bring my next jack and on speakers. Right?
No problem.
So excuse me, sir. You're live, right?
Yes, sir. I am good. I am good. How are you doing? What was that? Sorry. Yes, 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 yes. You're like always hustling. But it's always a pleasure to be here. Pleasant good morning to the listeners of 103.1 FM. You know, I always enjoy being here on a Thursday. Last Thursday I wasn't here, unfortunately. I had some issues, well, not issues, I had some business to deal with. Uh, Interestingly, the last program that we had, a pleasant good morning to our Facebook fans or Facebook listeners. Uh, we had discussed poor circulation. We had touched on a few issues. As we are accustomed doing, you know, a lot of persons know that, you know, we do open the lines and we allow you to send in your questions and that type of thing. So that is definitely one of the things that we're going to do today. One of the things, sorry, what was that? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're not hearing me either? You hearing me well? Okay, I get some difficulty in hearing you. So what I was saying, the topic that we're going to discuss this morning is the situation associated with hormonal imbalance. Now, the thing is, I've spoken about hormonal imbalance on numerous occasions, but today we're going to speak about hormonal imbalance as it relates to thyroid problems. Because for some reason, a lot of persons having issues with their thyroid. You're hearing hypothyroidism, which is low thyroid function. You're hearing about hyperthyroidism. But interestingly, you find a lot of persons having problems with thyroid nodules and problems with cysts on the thyroid. So we're having a lot of issues where individuals actually have structural problems taking place with the thyroid, enlarged thyroid, which we know is goitre, and different aspects associated with the anatomy and physiology of the thyroid, where some persons have been recommended to either remove the thyroid, so they do a surgery which is referred to as a thyroidectomy, where they remove the thyroid, either partially or they remove the entire thyroid, or in some instances, you know, some persons have been diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So that's what we're going to discuss this morning. You know, what contributes to an individual having problems with thyroid nodules, cysts on the thyroids, and that type of thing. What we have also found is that a lot of women who are postmenopausal tend to have a lot of problems with the thyroid. And, you know, a lot of the research is helping us to understand that what that really means is that a lot of these women, because of the transition in hormones and that whole transition where they're no longer seeing a menstrual cycle, they actually end up in a situation where that poor thyroid health almost certainly in some instances actually accompany postmenopause. So that's something we need to be very careful with because If you are working in chemicals or you are exposed to a lot of chemicals, so you work in oil and gas, you work in maybe jewelry making, welding, agriculture, you're exposed to a lot of cleaning chemicals, those can also be triggers to issues with thyroid, which is why it's so important to always cleanse and detoxify. Now, at Batson Associates, we carry a product called Santulan. And Santulan basically means balance in Hindi. And what the product actually does is to try and balance in the intestines, which is very, very important. So that's something that you could also get some information on. The alkagen water as well is something that's going to help in that situation because in using that, you find the Santulan always works better simply because the water is an antioxidant water. And in addition to that, the water also has a lot to do with being able to work from a cellular level. And of course, actually deal with removing toxins from the body from a cellular level. Again, liver, kidney, even persons who have problems associated with skin. Just yesterday, I was dealing with a client, and one of the things that they were talking about, you know, they have so many different diagnoses as regards to their skin situation. So one dermatologist told them it was lichen planus, one told them it was atopic dermatitis, and next person told them it was psoriasis. And so they were going around in a circle. But one of the things I help them to understand is that once you're getting issues with your skin, it is a clear indication of gastrointestinal and liver imbalance. So I told them the better thing to do is actually focus on those areas in order to bring about, excuse me, improvement overall in the skin. So that's something that you need to pay close attention to. We have any questions? Excuse me. What was that? Okay. Just repeat that a little again. Yeah, I ain't getting nothing, you know. Before I was getting a little, now I'm getting anything at all. Just now, let me see. You hear me clearly? You hear me good? Oh, I have to read your lips. If you speak slowly, I'll be able to read your lips. Whoa, okay. So with text you. Oh, okay, good. You did it. That's we're here. Just now, let me just get access to that. Okay, you are in show. Everyone can see you and hear you. Okay, Dr. Batson would be here. Okay, good morning to you.
I don't know if she's any text.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we have a little sort of technical difficulty. They hear me, but for some reason I can't hear. All right. So one of the questions that was asked is, as it relates to thyroid problems, you know, are biopsies recommended? And the thing is, I am not a big fan of biopsies, whether needle or tissue biopsy, because, you know, once you do biopsies, anytime you enter the body, you can open the body to two things, infection and clotting situations. So, you know, it's not necessarily something that I would recommend. However, you know, if you do an ultrasound of the thyroid, that is recommended. Ultrasound, MRI, CT scan, because that, of course, CT scan is computer tomography that actually go and look at the detailed aspect of the tissue and determine if there is any, you know, maybe cysts, any things like polyps, nodules, whatever the case may be, if there's some sort of swelling, any sort of. So those, the CT scans, the MRIs, and the ultrasounds would actually be able to give you detail from the perspective of the anatomy and physiology of the thyroid. But you need to pay close attention, as I said, if you know you use a lot of chemicals, you work in places like oil and gas, you deal with mechanics, painting painters need to be very careful. I think people who paint are people who are generally exposed to chemicals. I think they underestimate how serious those chemicals that they work with are and how detrimental they can be to their health, especially people who are painters, whether you're doing house paint, if you're doing metal, if you're doing cars and those type of things. You need to be very, very careful because those things get into your body over a period of time. And if they're not dealt with properly, they can actually cause serious, serious issues. So that's also something that you need to pay very, very close attention to as well. There's a product that we carry at Batson and Associates called Thyroid Formula, which is also a very good product in addressing thyroid problems. We recently started carrying Blackstrap molasses, the Equilibrium brand, and why we use Blackstrap, because Blackstrap is unsulfured molasses, right? And it has a lot of benefits with that. So we actually have that available now at Batson and Associates. You can always call, or those of you who are accustomed dealing with delivery, keep in mind we do have delivery. You can also get some information as regards to that, and you could actually come and pick it up or have it delivered to you. In addition to that, someone was also asking, as it relates to the thyroid, can thyroid problems actually interfere with weight? And they can, because you find if you have hypothyroidism, which is low thyroid function, you find weight loss is very difficult, or to maintain a healthy weight is very difficult, simply because with that low thyroid function, it actually interferes with your metabolism. Excuse me. And as a result of that, you find when it interferes with your metabolism, it can slow your metabolism down, and as a result, cause you to actually gain more weight. So that's something that you can pay very, very close attention to as regards to that. Now, in the case of hyperthyroidism, that could also contribute to weight loss. It can contribute to sleeping problems. It can also contribute to serious problems with anxiety, where it actually starts to give issues or give rise to your heart racing, of panic attacks, anxiety attacks. In addition to that too as well, one of the things you find is that with thyroid problems, it can also cause problems with your bones. Because I don't know if you're aware or not, but your thyroid is the organ that's responsible for removing or allowing calcium to remove from your bones to be sent to your bloodstream. So if you have a hyperthyroid, so your thyroid is overactive, it may be taking too much calcium out. So you could find thyroid problems can actually be responsible for stones, kidney stones, and other types of stones. But it can also be responsible for problems with bone loss. So it can actually lead to things like osteoporosis, osteoarthritis as well. So that is also something that you need to pay very, very close attention to. So you can get information. We do have our 3-for-1 special still going. And of course, let me say a pleasant good morning to our senior blood microbiologist, 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That is 314-9975. Keep in mind that is the WhatsApp contact, and in addition to that, you also have access to your delivery as well. In addition to that, okay. 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 Hi. If a child has some rash, everything she does in the sun, or every time she goes into the sun, what can I do? And someone is asking, why do I wake up 1 or 2 in the morning feeling hungry? Okay. Has been happening for some time, although I eat well up to 8 at night. Another question is that I swear, sweat most likely they wanted to say, down very often all day. Okay, good. All right. So let me take those. I'll take the blood pressure one after. Okay, so, well, the thing is, if you're getting up 1 to 2 o'clock, well, then the possibility of a sleeping problem. But if it is you find you're eating at 8 o'clock, which is a fairly good time because you don't want to be eating too late in the night, and you get up eating that time, maybe you need to look at how you're eating during the day. Maybe you're not eating properly during the day because, of course, you know what they say, you have breakfast like a king. You have lunch as what they tell you about well, an average person or middle class person, and you have dinner as a pauper. You know, you're already supposed to eat much late in the night. So what you may need to look at, the possibility exists you may have pathogens, because pathogens tend to make you very hungry in the night. So if you're one of those persons who 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you get up and you're feeling like you didn't eat for the day, that simply means you may have some worms or some other pathogens. Yeah. So you might have some tapeworm inside of there, and them fellas, and then just get very hungry at those hours. So it could be that. It could also be an indication that maybe you're not eating properly during the day. Also, what you eat. You don't want to be using too much of sweet in the night. So your meal in the night should contain some sort of protein and some sort of vegetable, healthy fat. So maybe if you have a slice of maybe baked fish, or you do grilled fish, and you do some sort of vegetables. You try not to eat too much carbohydrates in the night. So you should not have rice, you shouldn't have pasta, you shouldn't have, especially if you think you're prone to diabetes. Those are not things that you should have at night. You should have your complex carbohydrates more in the morning, like breakfast. So what I tell persons for breakfast, your breakfast really shouldn't have bread in it. If it does, you should have a lot of vegetables in it, but you need complex carbohydrates. Maybe a slice of sweet potato, some Eddos, maybe a piece of plantain or something like that. Your protein component, which would be from your meat or your legume source. So things like either fish, or you could do eggs if you do eat eggs, and excuse me, and you do vegetables. Your lunch, same thing, but the dinner, of course, you don't want carbohydrates or too much carbohydrate starches in your dinner that hour of the night. And as I said, possibility exists. You may need a cleanse, which is the Santulan 7-channel detox. Keep in mind, anyone can use Santulan with the exception of 2 persons. You do not use Santulan initially if you have low blood count. How do you know if you have low blood count? If you're female and on a monthly basis, you have a very heavy menstrual cycle, you have things like polycystic ovaries, fibroids, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, and you usually have very heavy periods, the possibility exists that your blood count is low. You should not use Santulan at the initial aspect. That's one. The second set of persons are persons who are severely dehydrated. Question, how do I know that I am dehydrated? Well, if you have not been drinking half your body weight in water for the last 3 months, you're dehydrated. So it means before you use Santulan, you should hydrate properly. So keep in mind that rule for hydration is your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So if you are 100 pounds, half of 100 is 50. You should drink minimally 50 ounces of water per day. If you have not been doing that consecutively for the past 3 months, then you're dehydrated. I suggest you do not use Santulan initially, but use the Alkagen water. So do what we call a water cleanse, where you begin to slowly hydrate the body and soften up all the toxins and everything inside of there. So when you actually do the cleanse, you do not get an aggressive response, or what we call healing crisis, which is where toxins try to leave your body faster than you would like. And as a result of that, they would actually cause problems with nausea, vomiting, headaches, problems with your skin, that type of thing. So long ago, before your parents gave you used to give you cooling, so they used to take a hops bread and burn it and take it and put it in some water and you drink that for 9 days, and then after they give you the detox. Well, that's how we used to do. So the reason for that is that you do not get breakouts, because you don't want to go and spoil your nice skin. Because if you have sufficient toxins inside of there and you drink Santulan and you're not properly hydrated, as I tell persons, you're too old to get bobo, You reach a certain age, you're too old for your skin to mark up, right? So that's something you need to pay close attention to. So again, those telephone numbers, you can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That is 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We're also on the corner of Ramson Wood Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Bailey, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. Keep in mind, we do carry now, we have finally gotten that unsulfured blackstrap molasses back in stock. So I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to that, so you can always call, get some information. Nice size, reasonably priced, and of course very effective, organic. So you could pay attention to that. I am working assiduously on your weight loss product. I know there are a lot of you who want to hang me, but spare me for a little bit. We're still working on it. We have basically finished it actually. It's just waiting for certain aspects of food and drug and that type of thing. So we'll have it on the market shortly. I know a lot of you excited about losing weight, excited about, you know, maintaining a healthy weight, losing that belly fat and that type of thing. So I have not forgotten you. We are still working on that. There was a question with hypertension. I don't know if Kavita would indulge me again. If she could just let me look at it. I didn't get to read it properly. It was something with my dad has high blood pressure and something else. Okay, good. So that's right now. Hi, good morning, my father. You're good, right here. My father's blood pressure does be high every morning, and he wants to know why that does happen and if you recommend anything that can help. Okay, and someone will say, hey, good morning. I have thyroid for 40 years now and gained a lot of weight recently. Okay, good. All right. So with the first situation with hypertension, well, hypertension is high pressure in your arteries. The thing is, if you have high pressure in your arteries, it is an indication that something is seriously wrong. It could be an issue where you have situations. I'm now seeing on my Facebook people, you know, pleasant good morning for people like Mr. Savage, Ms. Vanessa Alfonso. So one of the issues with hypertension, as I said, it's high pressure in your arteries. So it means that if you have high pressure in your arteries, it could be as a result of atherosclerosis. So you may have some hardening of major arteries in the body, which can also contribute to a hypertension situation. It could be a buildup of toxins in the body. It could also be hormonal imbalance. It can also be situations of dehydration. So there is an indication that something is wrong. We could correct that because it could also be mineral deficiency because magnesium and sodium, potassium can actually cause serious problems with hypertension. Sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium deficiency. And it could cause serious problems with your cardiovascular system. So at Batson Associates, one of the things that we actually do is the magnetic resonance analysis. Now, here, one of the reasons why I like this product, it is one of test rather, it gives you an idea of how much blood goes to your brain. So I'll say it again. A pleasant good morning to Ms. Angela Andrews. A pleasant good morning to Ms. Wendy Lewis. Always a pleasure to have you guys on. Ms. Angela Superville, Ms. Nicole Steele. I know Ms. Pauline McKenna. Pleasant good morning to you, Ms. Pamela Moses. Always a pleasure to be in the company of you guys. So one of the things that it actually gives us the opportunity to look at is the amount of blood flow that goes to your brain. Now, let me clarify something to you. I have dealt with people who have had strokes. I've dealt with persons who have had heart attacks. I've dealt with persons who have had brain aneurysms. Let me explain something to you. There are a lot of people walking around. You know, people are saying you're walking dead. And this is, again, not me trying to be rude or facetious, but it's a fact. And the thing is, strokes are things that you do not play with. You could get heart attacks and you could get multiple heart attacks and you could still survive. You could be healthy and that kind of thing. Healthy-ish. You see, strokes don't feel sorry for anybody. So I'm simply saying that to help you to understand, listen, you need to know how much blood is going to your brain. If the doctors diagnose you with vertigo, you have a blood circulation problem. You're not getting enough blood circulation to your brain. If you're having problems with dizziness, you're having problems with your vision, all of a sudden, blurred vision, you're seeing like this thing, like little halos, and you're seeing like lights, flashes. Excuse me, you're not getting enough blood going to your brain. If you're getting headaches in different parts of your head, so your forehead hurting you, your eyes, the back of your head, something on your right side, your left side, poor circulation. You are a walking stroke. And you can look at me. No, it's serious, because I'll tell you something. There is something known as TIAs, which are transient ischemic attacks. There are a lot of people walking around who get transient ischemic attacks and they do not know. There is something known as nitric oxide. Now, you all know me, I'm very brand specific because there are certain brands that I trust for the 12 plus years that I have been in practice, and the amount of persons that I've dealt with, I have a lot of experience with product supplementations. I know the good stuff and I know the stuff that is rubbish, right? So you need to understand that not all brands are created equal. And I'm not going to bad talk anybody brand, obviously. I don't want anybody to send a pre-action protocol letter for me. However, you have to understand that all supplements are not created equal. So I could always give you advice where that is concerned, but always remember that you will hear about something known as nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is one of the most vital components to having a healthy cardiovascular system. Now, there are many nitric oxide products out on the market. I have the specific ones that I use. You could always call and get information on it. And I've been an advocate for nitric oxide for years simply because it helps. It's very good for hypertension. It also helps to benefit diabetic persons. So there's actually a package that we have at Batson & Associates where we have an L-arginine supplement, and we also have the inflammation formula. And those are products that we usually recommend. That together with the Alkagen water, you could also get some information on that. And it actually helps to prevent you from getting a stroke. The doctor who won the Nobel Prize in 1998 is a gentleman by the name of Dr. Louis Ignarro. And he won the Nobel Prize in 1998 for his discovery and role in nitric oxide. And what he realized is that he actually wrote a book subsequent to that, which is titled No More Heart Disease. And in that book, he actually highlighted how vitally important it is to maintain healthy nitric oxide levels. To the gentlemen that are listening, you know, as men, some of us don't listen, you're hardened, you think you know everything. And there are some points in your life where you might start to eventually develop problems with erectile dysfunction. All of us is big people. And if that is happening to you, it don't mean something wrong with you per se, you know. It simply means that your body wants a little topping up. It's just like a car, you know. There's a reason why you just change the filter and the oil in your vehicle. The vehicle that you own, ever so often you go and service the vehicle, right? So a lot of the times is a service you need. Your intestines might want a service, so you might want some santulan, you might want some alkagen water, you might need to top up your nitric oxide levels. And men, I have you all covered because we have things to sort you out. But you have to understand, you can't just get sorted out just so. You need to clean your blood, and that is where santulan comes in. Let me tell you something with santulan. Santulan is one of the most effective products and one of the top selling products that we have. And you know why is that? It works. I'm using my santulan right now, and I'm telling you, when you use the santulan, you see a significant improvement where that is concerned. All right, so I know it's 11:34. Our time is coming pretty close. So, good. So, with that being said, keep in mind the blackstrap molasses call, get some information on that. We have that nicely packaged for you, the Equilibrium brand. I'd also like to say a pleasant good morning to one of our associates, Miss Shima Crawford. A pleasant good morning to you. She is one of our hard-working members of staff. She's in the background. You know, a lot of people do not know, but definitely a hard worker as regards to what it is we're doing at Batson & Associates. So very quickly, let me give you those telephone numbers. Again, a pleasant good morning to all the Facebook family. I will continue on Facebook for like maybe about 10 minutes again. Our telephone numbers, you can get us on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That is 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We're also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago is the Triangle building. To the listeners of 103.1, always a pleasure. I do apologize. I wasn't hearing certain things clearly. Kavita, it is right? Have it correct? Good. Always a pleasure to be in your company. It's nice to see you. You look quite well. You look young. You look like, I don't know, like you're using santulan and things. I don't know what you're doing. But keep it up. And God bless. And till next week, please, God. Take care of yourself. Yes, so Facebook family, again, always a pleasure. Miss Spring Blossom Phillips, thank you for that. Janky, Miss Indira Janky, thank you for your good morning. Miss Joanne Nicholas, Miss Maria Charles Gordon from New York, pleasant good morning. Hey, Miss Savory boy, young girl, I hope everything is all right with you. I know you where you are, so I hope everything's good with you, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're taking your little supplements and ensuring that everything is good with you. Miss Maria Charles Gordon, a pleasant good morning to you, my dear Miss Denise Stafford. So let me see if I can go into Facebook and take some of your questions before I leave here. Let me see. Miss Cathy Clark, a pleasant good morning to you. Miss Alison Smart, Miss Wendy H. Loisman, pleasant good morning to you. Always a pleasure, my dear. Good morning to you as well. Mr. Chemo, I don't know if it's Mr. Is Chemo Ifatayo Philip. I have to check. I don't think me for being rude. I don't know if it's male or female, but I don't know. I'm thinking male. So you can always correct me. You know, with names these days, you have unisex names, so I'm not too sure. All right. So let me see if I'm going in the right direction. Good. Dr. Batson, I'm in New York. I want to call today to make an order so my family can bring it up for me. Thank you. Okay. So that's Ms. Bain. So what you can do, the 1-868-314-9975 number, you can give them a call and they will be able to fix that for you. Ms. Honey Bay, good morning to you. Ms. Whitney Sugars, good morning, Dr. Batson. You have anything for arthritis? Yes, we do. We have a lot of things for arthritis. We have inflammation formula. Excuse me. We also carry a joint tea, which is also very good. Mr. Savage, you're big on your assets. Thank you for that. Ms. Vanessa Alfonso, Ms. Mary Elizabeth. Okay, so I'm just looking. Yeah, I know you're getting some problems with the audio before.
I fixed out.
Okay, so Mr. Shaki fixed that. Yeah, looking at, okay, they're trying to go down, right? Good, good. Oh, serious? Wait, is right. I'll go up. Any treatment for bacterial vaginosis? Yeah, man, we have stuff for that, man. There's a female formula that works. There's also a product that we carry, which is a vaginal insert product. Very, very good product because it actually helps to clean and it does a lot of bring back some balance to the pH of the vaginal area and actually help women who may be experiencing things like polycystic ovaries, fibroids, ovarian cysts, endometriosis. You're getting maybe discharge, you have problems with a lot of yeast infection, that type of thing. That is going to help with that. Melissa Williams, good morning, Dr. Batson. When next will you be in Tobago? I am supposed to be in Tobago next week, please God. So you could always get the information from the office. It's supposed to be next week, Monday and Tuesday. Okay, Dr. Batson, is there a special way to store silver? So silver is supposed to be in dark color bottles, or what we normally do, because we're not getting the dark bottles right now, we would use the transparent bottles, but those are bagged before. So you just keep it in the black bag. You just take out what you need to take out, and then you work from there. Ms. Savory says, good morning, Dr. Batson. I visited my doctor. He wants to know what I am using. Can I tell him? Of course you can tell him. Tell him what you're using, because I'm sure he's seeing some level of improvement. Mr. Alfonso is saying, I am using the drops within the 3 months as advised, and I am not seeing results as yet. What do you advise? Okay, maybe you could help me out a little. Okay, chemo is in Dr. Handsome, sorry, I'm a female. Okay, thank you so very much. All right. Vanessa, what you could do, tell me what eye situation you're dealing with. Because if you're dealing with cataracts, we usually find with the eye optics formula, we have a lot of persons who get results with it. However, there are some persons, we have to give them stronger eye drops, and we have to change the protocol a bit, because we have 3 additional eye drops that we have added a while now to our protocol. So it depends on what the situation is, whether it's glaucoma, whatever the case may be. So give me some more information where that is concerned, Ms. Alfonso, and I'll be able to address that for you. Okay? Yeah, Shakil is working hard as usual. Thank you very much for that. Someone is asking, adenomyosis treatment. Yeah, well, adenomyosis is a severe hormonal imbalance issues. Women who have adenomyosis usually have very, very painful periods. Depending on how bad the adenomyosis is, you may not have a period for a while. So they might actually reach the point where they actually have irregular menstrual cycle, where they get periods like maybe 3-4 months apart, that type of thing. So we do have treatment for that, women's formula, cyst and fibroid formula. We also have the Santulan. Keep in mind that once you have problems with ovarian and uterine problems, it always comes from the gastrointestinal system. So that's something to pay very, very close attention to. Okay, Ms. Alfonso is saying this for cataracts. Okay, I thought so, you know. So what we need to do, I need to get, there's another eye drop that we use. You could always get the information. We call it the Sincera eye drop. That is the one that I use for really stubborn cataracts. Because the thing is, cataracts have a lot of, you have different levels of cataracts, or different maturity levels. So very, very mature cataracts are usually the difficult ones to deal with. So in that situation, we can actually address that for you. All right. So as I said, you can call the office, Ms. Alfonso, and get the information, and I'll get that new eye drop for you. Okay. Someone is saying, Doc, okay, I dealt with that already.
One question just came in. Straight to the bottom.
Excuse me. Why are you doing so? So I didn't sleep. Arthritis, I dealt with that. New York, I dealt with that. Yeah, we know. What do you have for cardiovascular issues? That's Mr. Dexter S. Chung. Mr. Chung, man, we carry a lot of things for cardiovascular. If you're coming with blocked arteries, we're dealing with that. If you're coming with tachycardia, we're dealing with that. If you have issues, because the thing is, one of the differences with integrative medicine is that we deal with the root cause of the problem and not the symptomology. And I always tell persons that, and that's vitally important, because in doing that, we actually able to now deal with the root cause of the problem and help persons to get overall results, which is what you're looking for. You're not looking for a plaster. You don't want a Band-Aid. How long you can wear a Band-Aid for? You want the cut to heal. You want it to heal. You don't have to deal with that. And that is where integrative medicine comes in, dealing with the root cause or the root issue of the problem. Okay? Excuse me. Miss St. Louis, morning, Dr. Batson. You tell me about this. Someone wants to know they are getting pain whenever they go to the washroom. They are passing blood from the bowels. Oh, yeah, that's a serious thing. Now, that could be a number of problems. If you're seeing blood in your stool, it can be a number of issues. If it's dark color blood, then it's problematic because that came from the upper intestines. If it's bright color red blood, that's usually not too much to be worried about. It's usually lower intestines. All right. So in a case like that, you find that we would have to now address that particular issue from a holistic perspective. So it could be some sort of inflammatory bowel situation, maybe Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, or it could be a combination of things. But definitely we can personally address that for you. Okay? Miss Veronica has a good question. Benjamin, she's saying, good morning, Dr. Batson. How long does the delivery take? Usually delivery would take anywhere between 2 to 4 days for delivery. Okay, we're working assiduously on that to get proper delivery personnel and that type of thing to make sure and organize that, and we will ensure that you get your delivery when you need to get it. Ms. Dawn Ellis, good morning, Dr. Batson. Happy to see you are on today. I think you are getting to be very famous and people all over the world needs your advice. Well, that's good to know. That's very good to know. But you need your rest. Yes, my dear, I personally oh, okay. Okay. So I personally think you should pick a day to be on since you are okay, good. If I'm not on, it's disappointing. Yeah, I understand that. I understand. Usually my days are Thursday and Sunday. And I do get rest. You all believe me, I take rest when I need to take rest. Even though I'm yawning, it's not that I'm tired. That's a habit I've had a long time. Even when I was going to university, my lecturers thought I was bored of them, but it wasn't that. Ms. Alfonso is saying the audio is giving some problems. Ms. Vanderpool, good morning, Dr. Batson. Do you have Santulan in stock? Ms. Vanderpool, I know that I think St. James doesn't have. I think they were finished yesterday. But the other offices should be replenishing them. So you can always call and get some information and they will let you know. But even if that is out, we have either in any of the other offices or we'll be getting shortly. Okay. Okay, so Ms. St. Louis said that she needs to come in. Ms. Norma Jean, is that shipping to the USA? Yes, we actually organizing shipping to the USA as well. We have put some things in place in the interim, short term, to deal with that, because the medium and the long term is taking a while, because you have so many hoops to jump over, especially because of COVID. COVID has made a lot of things pretty difficult to deal with, obviously, because they're trying their best to ensure that we follow the safety. Goods are now quarantined longer. They need to make sure and sanitize goods. So there are a number of things. So the shipping process is not as straightforward as it was before. Okay. Ms. Naya Ram, she said, okay, our delivery service needs some work. Okay, I agree with that. I agree. I will take definite responsibility for that. And the reason for that is that because we have been working assiduously, you're welcome, Ms. Vanderpool, to put things in place for that whole delivery system to be as least as difficult as possible. So we're actually working on situations with proper communication, because the thing is, a lot of persons sometimes, and I'm saying it is the client's fault, we try our best to work and get things to fruition, because at the end of the day, you want your product, we want to ensure you get your product together with your instruction and everything. We are having issues with drivers to get reliable and trustworthy people too, because remember, we send in people where you live in, so we can't pick up any old rab and just take them and send them to do delivery for you, right? It's going to reflect on us. So we're working on that, and I know we have some little things to pick and fix there, but we're definitely working on that, and we're going to get that done for you guys. All right. Okay, Ms. Ellis is saying, I'm getting some of your products this weekend. I'm so excited to get started using your products. But Ms. Dawn Ellis, I am so glad to hear that, my dear. I'm so glad to hear that. So my Facebook family, as usual, it is always a pleasure to be with you guys. I'll answer this last question before I go. And this person, Constantine, is asking, what do you recommend for mild gastritis? If you have mild gastritis, is an indication. There are a number of things that you could use. I don't know where you're located, though. If you're in the US or if you're in Trinidad or wherever the case may be. Yes, Mr. Savage, I'll answer your question before I go. But definitely, gastritis and acid reflux, we carry digestive balance, we have digestive restore, we also have a gastro tea. Let me touch on that very quickly, because we usually have circulation tea, which is a very good tea. We'll be getting back circulation tea in stock shortly, because you all know that tea is like one of the #1 teas. But in close competition is the eye tea, the liver tea, the kidney tea, but recently the gastro tea. There's a gastrointestinal tea I decided to just order and try it, and I found it worked good. I don't have any digestive problem, but what I found is that when I used it before my meal, I found my digestion was even better, and I don't have a digestive problem, but it was just my stomach felt settled, it felt relaxed. And interestingly, we had some clients who came to us, and there was this particular young lady in St. James who got exceptional results from the gastro tea. So even those of you who have acid reflux, things like ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, those type of things, that is a product that you can also try. All right? Ms. Mary Elizabeth is saying, thank you always for such vital information. What would you suggest for providing the best daily vitamin intake for wellness? A good multivitamin always, I believe in. Vitamin C is imperative. I always tell people that. Vitamin C is your most important. One of your most important. It's not even one. It's the most important, because it does a number of things in the body. So a lot of persons, need to pay very close attention to the vitamin C levels. I always recommend that you use at least 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C on a daily basis, especially with COVID season. And of course, try your utmost to get in your zinc and your vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, we are getting the Equilibrium brand shortly. We have a few new products coming maybe in about the next month or so, month and a half, 2 months. So you guys can look forward to that. Ms. Forbes is saying, please answer my question before you go. Thank you in advance. That's Yvonne Ford. Ms. Forbes, what did you ask me, Ms. Forbes? Okay, Ms. Forbes, here, just make my life a little easy and just send back a question so it will come up in the most results. Okay, I will hold on until you do that for me.
Can you rename the product eye drop you're talking about?
The eye drop is called Sincera, right? We also have one called MSM, which is a very good eye drop that actually helps to make the eyes more porous. It cleans and improves the circulation in the eyes, is what I want to say. And non-steroid. All those eye drops do not have steroids in them. Okay. Someone's asking, will these lives be saved somewhere to review? I don't know. Someone was asking, YouTube would have it?
All our lives are saved both on YouTube and also on Facebook.
You sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lives last about 30 days.
Oh, it lasts about 30 days.
However, if they go over by video, it will be there still for longer.
Okay, so let me see if I can get what Shaki is saying. Shaki is saying the lives are there. They usually stay up for 30 days, but once you go into what Batson Associates and you're going videos, you're supposed to find it there.
Or go on Batson Associates Trinidad, you'll find it there for good.
And if you go on Batson Associates Trinidad, which is YouTube, correct?
Yeah, YouTube.
You will find it there for good. Right?
It doesn't move.
Yes, okay. Ms. Forbes is asking, do you ship to Grenada? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And once we follow the necessary paperwork, you shouldn't have any issue. Okay, so I'm looking for the question that Ms. Forbes, right, that was the question. Okay, good. Ms. Kathleen Ishmael. Ms. Ishmael, greetings to you, my dear. Always a pleasure to be in your company. I know I owe you a call because there's something I need to do for you. I'll do that today because Tuesday and Wednesday I was very, very busy. I had a full amount of clients to deal with. We were, packed. Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Angela Superville, Ms. K. Ramsey, Greenwich, and Chemo, who I now know is a lady, Philip. You're very welcome. So those telephone numbers again, 222-8261, 314-9975. And at Batson Associates, we always try. I'm the type of person I try to offer the best service. We are not perfect, and there are a lot of things that we're dealing with. We kind of short staff, in all honesty, because we have been inundated with work, and I'm the type of person I don't run from work. And I try to fit in people as much as possible because I know a lot of you guys, because of the volume of people that we have to deal with, excuse me, I try to facilitate a lot of persons. So keep in mind the day that you might get to see me, because before COVID, let me say something quickly. What we used to do a number system. So before COVID, we would give out a certain amount of numbers. And if you know your club and your number is 10 or 11 or 15, we would have normally guided you so that you're going to go and see about your business, go and pick up what you have to pick up, go in the grocery, go drop your children to school, whatever the case may be. So we were able to work with you and you didn't have to sit down for an extended period. Now, we're still working on that, but because of COVID, it has made the situation difficult. We have to take the appointments, and then I always try to fit in people. So keep in mind that if you come to us and you have a little wait, because I know you just have a wait, it's not because we want you to wait deliberately or we're trying to waste your time, but it's because I'm trying to facilitate you as well as other people to get their appointment. So, it's us trying to help persons, because you remember, keep in mind, you sick and you want help, and there are other people who sick and want help. So you can't be selfish and think about yourself alone. I would do the work. My staff would do the work to ensure that we facilitate persons. So you'll have a little wait once you want to see me, but you're going to get through. And then when you get through, you're going to find that I would have been worth the wait. As I always tell people that, I am worth the wait. Take what I tell you. I don't disappoint. All right? Ms. Ishmael, you're very welcome. I know your phone is ringing off the hook. And I look forward to doing that presentation for you again. And we will be in touch. Ms. Debbie Alexis is saying, thanks, Doc, for seeing me yesterday. I know it was a long day. Much appreciated. You're very welcome, my dear. You're very, very welcome. All right, God bless you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. And as we always say at Batson Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. God bless you guys, and do enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Look forward to speaking with you guys on Sunday. Sunday, God's willing, I should also be rested and fresh. So I'm going to come out and give you a very, very good program. Miss Vanderpool, you're very welcome. Miss Ellis, take care of yourself. Miss Devonshaw, Miss Elizabeth. Take care, guys. Bye.